Namaste to all students. Myself JVN Dr. Khushbu Verma from Agriculture and Veterinary Science. Uh, Today we will discuss here about the chromatography and grossly dissimilar molecules are relatively easy to separate. For example, lipid proteins and DNA can usually be separated from one another based on differences in solubility in various solvents. Separation of substances with similar chemical and physical properties is more complex, and although individual proteins are unique in terms of their structure, the overall chemical and physical properties are somewhat similar in that they are all polymers of amino acids. Therefore, differential solubility has a limited ability to separate proteins. Chromatography provides a means to refine the separation of substances. Now come to the basic principle of chromatography. So the basics of chromatography is to place substances to be separated into a system with two phases, a mobile phase and a stationary phase. Substances are then separated based upon their differential interaction with these two phases as the mobile phase moves across the stationary phase. In the case of liquid chromatography, the mobile phase is a solvent. Molecules of interest are dissolved in the solvent and solvent then flows across the solid matrix. Solute interacts with the stationary phase by reversibly bind to the stationary phase. The strength of the binding between the solute and the stationary phase will determine how fast the solute is carried by mobile phase. For example, substances which do not bind or interact with the solid phase will be carried out impeded by the solvent, whereas the substances that interact with the solid phase will be temporarily retained. Therefore, two substances that interact with the solid phase to different degrees can be separated from one another. So, this is the application of chromatography. Here are various types of chromatography can exist. If we talk about the most precious and delicate chromatography is high performance liquid chromatography, which short form is HPLC. HPLC is not a distinct chromatography technique but an advance of the technology. The flow rates in the conventional chromatography is limited because of the compression of support matrix used in the columns. HPLC is most widely used for the separation of small molecules but can be applied for the separation of proteins in some applications. One is the simple concept of HPLC, which is fast protein liquid chromatography FPLC, but especially designed for the protein separation. It is similar to the HPLC but is especially designed for the proteins. And next one is the absorption chromatography. The basic principle of the chromatography discussed refers especially to the absorption chromatography. Here, thin layer chromatography and paper chromatography are the examples of the absorption chromatography. Next one is the ion exchange chromatography, IEC. It is a specific type of absorption chromatography based upon charge-charge interactions. The stationary phase consists of fixed charges on a solid support. The fixed charges on the stationary phase can be either negative or positive and are respectively referred to as cation exchange and anion exchange chromatography. Next one is the hydrophobic chromatography. Proteins can be separated according to differences in their hydrophobicities. Hydrophobicity is a chemical property which promotes the aggregation of non-polar compounds with each other in an aqueous environment. These hydrophobic interactions are not an attractive force uh, but are forced upon non-polar compounds in a polar environment. Next one is the gel filtration chromatography. It is also called molecular sieve chromatography or size exclusion chromatography. Separates the proteins on the basis of molecular size. A protein solution is passed over a column made up of small beads composed of cross-linked polymers. The degree of cross-linking will define the pore size. Solute larger than the pore size are excluded from the matrix and pass through the column, and in other words, they do not enter the bead but flow around them. Smaller solutes will enter the gel matrix and are retained on the column longer. The retention time is inversely proportional to the size of the solute. Next one is the affinity chromatography. So the biological function of the protein often involves binding to or interacting with specific ligands, substrates, cofactor inhibitors, other proteins, etc. Affinity chromatography takes advantages of these specific interactions between proteins and ligands. A protein mixture is passed over the column with an appropriate moiety covalently attached to a solid support. Only the protein which recognize the ligand of interest will bind to the column, and other proteins will be washed away. Affinity chromatography can be specific and may allow the isolation of a protein in a single step. So here are the various types of chromatography, and this is the sum up of this session, and this session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. If you have any query, then mention in the comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.